Hey guys, it's Kris with Citygirl Homestead. Time for Fun Friday. And actually what I'm going to make for a snack today is, comes from Carmen. She shows up as C on YouTube. And it's supposed to be a high protein Reese's peanut butter chocolate brownie. Alright, so let's bring it down here and let's check it out. So we need a 1/3 cup of cottage cheese, and we need 1 egg, we need 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and 3 tablespoons of sweetener. It says 2 to 3. I'm only going to do 2. Alright, and then we're going to mix that up. Make sure you break that egg up. That wouldn't be good to have just a whole thing of egg, would it? Seems like a lot of chocolate. Let's see here. Trying to get it mixed together. I got a good list today. It's not fun facts, but it's something else. We'll get to that in just a minute after I get all this mixed together. Look at this. Looks chocolatey. Spread it out a little bit. And then it says you can take, let's put that sugar back, I don't need that. You can take 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips and throw those on top. And then we're going to microwave it for 60 to 90, or what is it? 60 to 90, or 60, I'm reading it wrong. 1.5 to 2 minutes in the microwave. Let me put it in there and I'll be right back. Alright, so now after you pull it out, you can take a tablespoon of peanut butter and drizzle it. Mine took about 3 minutes to cook because I think the video I watched on it was wider and not as thick as mine is, so that could be why it took a little bit longer. Alright. Looks pretty good. Let's try a bite. It's super, super hot. Let's let that cool down a minute. I don't feel like burning my mouth. Alright, so I've got a list of 50 things you should, that never think of to stockpile. And I'm also going to leave a link to Appalachian Homestead with Patera, I think. And she just did one on things from a another agency to do 50 other different things. And if you do happen to stop over and look at her channel, tell her Kris at Citygirl Homestead sent you over. And let's compare these lists. This one I watched the video and I never would have thought of some of the things that were on there, so I'm really glad that I watched it. And grab your piece of paper and pencil, and there's some things on here I did not think of. So 50 things 50 things you never think to stockpile. I can't talk today. Number 1 is coffee filters. You can use them for water. You can use them for bandages, whatever it happens to be. I never think of coffee filters because I have a Keurig. Maybe I should get some. Number 2 is salt. I know salt is not good for you, but it is necessary in your diet. Number 3 is aluminum foil. There's so many things that you can do with aluminum foil, and they were even talking about how you could start fires and everything else with it. Number 4 is wool blankets. I don't like the feel of wool, but I do know that it keeps you very, very warm. So if you live in a colder climate, that might be a good deal. Number 5 is chapstick. That's something that I pass out when I do my homeless baskets too, because that's something that they request is chapstick. All right, let's see if we can take a bite of this now. Hot. That's really good. Real sweet. I would only use 2 tablespoons of cocoa, and I think it would be perfect. That's pretty good. All right, number 6 is super glue. It was saying all the different things you could do with super glue, so that might be a good idea. Number 7 is hydrogen peroxide, and I'm out of it. But that can clean wounds. I guess it can do like your water can do a whole bunch of things. Cotton balls. If you add Vaseline to your cotton balls, it's a good fire starter. Now what we have for a fire starter is we save our toilet roll, you know, the inside of it. And then we take dryer, the fuzzy stuff that comes out, and we put it in there, the lint, and we put it in there, and that's actually what we start our fires with. Number 9 is zip ties. They said zip ties can do a lot of things. It can fix your, you know, so that if you need a place to stay, you know what I mean, with tarps or anything like that, zip ties are important. I think we do have those. Number 10 is bar soap. I do have some of that. Number 11 is safety pins. I have a couple, but they're just small, so maybe I should invest in some of the bigger ones. Number 12 is Epsom salt. That actually helps with swelling and, you know, bites and all kinds of stuff like that. So I could see that. I do have Epsom salt. The only thing is it smells like lavender. But, you know, if you're in trouble, I don't think that would matter. Number 13 is dental floss. They said that, you know, dental is very, very important that you keep up. And, you know, because who wants to have a bad toothache and you can't get to a doctor or something? And dental floss, actually, you can use to fish. So, number 14, calcium hydrochloride. It's pool shock. And that's actually for water purification. It could do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water. The next one is 15 is paracord. I think it's important to have some kind of, and we don't. So actually when I went through this list, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff we should probably get. But if you can't afford all that at once, don't do that. Just get what you can, you know, and have a nice, you know, stock somewhere. We have an emergency box, and, you know, I have some of this stuff in there. Well, not very much of this in there so far, but I will be adding to it. The next thing, 16, is Mylar blankets. And that's what we hand out to the homeless as well. It can be brutally cold, and that will keep them warm. They love those. Number 17 is baking yeast. Yeast is very, very important. You know, if you want to be able to make your own breads, anything like that. And you keep your yeast in the freezer, and it goes way past your expiration date. Just keep it in the freezer. 18 is hand sanitizer. The 60 to 70% alcohol is the best. And it says you can also use it for fire starters. Number 19 is, and I'm going to say this wrong, diatomaceous earth, which makes for great pest control. Because, you know, if SHTF did happen, the last thing you want is a bunch of rodents and all that kind of stuff bugging you. All right. Number 20 is oil lantern and oil. Firm believer, I have quite a few oil lanterns, and I have the oil for it. And then I have some that burn the kerosene as well. 21 is clove oil. It's great for dental care. Number 22 is matches, and they're to be waterproof. Number 23 is eye protection. Because, you know, if you're chopping wood or doing anything like that, I think it'd be very, very important to be able to protect your eyes. You don't want to poke your eyeball out. What's that one movie? It was my dad's favorite Christmas movie, and it goes, he wanted the BB gun. He goes, "You're going to shoot your eye out." My dad, that was his favorite. All right, number 24 is safety whistle. And that would make sense unless you want to stay quiet. You know, I mean, in the city, I would think that, you know, if it got really bad, we probably wouldn't want to use a whistle because then people could know where we are, right? Number 25 is duct tape. I don't know why my cat has been clawing at my carpet, but we end up getting clear duct tape so that he can't dig up any more on that. I don't know why he did that. He's never done that. But he caused some issues on my new carpet. Well, it's not new. It's about like 5 years old, 6 years old, but still. So we put duct tape over top of it. Duct tape fixes everything. Number 26 is parchment paper. Number 27 is a paper mat. Number 28 is a can opener. I have those little tiny metal ones. I don't know how to work them, but I do have some. And then I've got the hand crank, but I still like my electric. But if you don't have an electric, got to have some way to eat that food. Number 29 is vinegar. Vinegar is really important. I do have, I think 2 gallons of each saved up. I could probably use a few more. Especially during canning season, you go through a lot of vinegar. But vinegar works as, you know, it can clean sores. It can clean your house. I don't know about cleaning water, but it can do quite a few things. Number 30 is batteries. And they said that you should have rechargeable as well as throwaway. And then number 31 is peppermint oil. It's great for pest deterrent. It actually keeps mice and stuff away. And it helps with, and I didn't know this, and I get a lot of headaches and pain. So I'd imagine like you take your oil and maybe rub it on your temples or whatever and help with your headache. Number 32, and I believe in this, sewing kit. I have a sewing kit. Actually, there's sewing stuff in my grandma's cabinet in the dining room. But I think that's very important because you never know if you have to repair a tent. And I mean, this is for every day. A tent, sew on a button or, you know, fix something. I mean, I think a sewing kit's very important. Actually, I'm thinking about making up a sewing kit for each one of my kids for Christmas. They should have one too. 33 is disposable razors and shaving cream. And it says, you know, staying clean is a good thing. But actually, if you think about it, if you're keeping your outside of your body clean as good as you can, then probably, you know, you're keeping the inside clean as well. Number 34. Activated charcoal. And it's got a few things that you're to filter water, but it also can make you get sick if you've been poisoned or if you OD by accident. There's a whole range of use that the charcoal has, and I don't have any of that, and I think that I should. But it does help with water purification too. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Number 35, nail clippers and tweezers. Number 36, vitamins and supplements. Number 37 is honey. It never expires. It might get, you know, harder or whatever, but it works. Number 38 is steel wool. That, you know, steel wool, you can do a lot of it. My dad used to own a stripper company, not like, woohoo, but we used to strip furniture, and we sold like the refinishing products and stuff for it. And you cannot believe the amount of steel wool that we went through. I thought I'd never touch another thing steel wool, but I've used it since then. Number 39 is trash bags. You know, even your smallest of trash bags, if you have to go to the bathroom outside, it's best that you do that, and then you can bury them or do, I don't know, I've not really looked that up. And I should. You know, I talk about preparedness, but I have not looked up certain things to know how I should take care of those either. Number 40 is, their words, not mine, tampons. They're good for wound dressing and great for fire starters. So ladies, it wasn't just for that. 41 is bleach. I think we all know about that. 42 is coffee. You know, and coffee is not just something good to drink. It's also a barterable. You know, like if you want to barter something. Barterable. Number 43 is sunscreen. That's something else that the homeless ask for, is sunscreen. It's very important to protect yourself. Number 44 is disposable lighters. Then they did this one, and I don't understand that. Eye protection, and then number 45 is safety glasses. I would think that's about the same thing. Number 46 is baking soda. I've heard baking soda you can put out fires and stuff too. I think that's what it is. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Number 47 is instant coffee. Number 48 is fishing gear. Firm believer in that too. Everybody should have a fishing pole. If you don't know how, you know, you can make so many things into a fishing pole. You know, back in the day, like when I was a kid, they didn't have all those fancy reels they have now. You had the Zepco 101 or 202, and you had the cane pole. So you can literally go fishing with a, you know, a branch, and you could actually use your floss to be able to fish. Number 49 is shoe inserts. I don't use those, so, but I know that a lot of people do, and so that might be a good idea. And number 50 is rat traps. We live by the river. I don't see any. I've only seen one in my life down here, and that was when I was younger. I don't care to see any more either. Ugh. Rodents and stuff are fine as long as they stay outside of my house. But if they come in my house, they're dead. Just like flies or mosquitoes and everything, you're fine outside. Don't come in my house. You do? You've signed your death sentence. But anyways, I will put her link below for that video, and then you can look up that list. It is different than this one, so maybe it's something that can help. So I'm recording this early because actually this is Thursday, so it's coming out Friday morning. We are leaving here early, and we're going to go up to that, I can't even think of the name of it, Pine View. And last time we went up, we weren't feeling so well, and so we really couldn't take the time to kind of go through the meat and dairy section, and that's kind of what we want to focus on this time. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Renee's videos from Pine View, but, you know, they have big bags of pepperoni. You don't know if it's all the time or not, so when you go up there, you don't know what they'll have, but I want to weigh those out and put them in, like, half-pound packages, because that's about, like, what you buy at the store. And suck the air out and keep them in my freezer. Last time we were up there, they had like a 10-pound bag, and she's used those too as the sausage ends. They're sausage or salami, I'm not sure which it is. But I was thinking, instead of buying the big logs of meat for Tom to take meat and cheese, that that would be something I could cube up and put in his lunch, and then along with cubed up, you know, cheese as well. And they had some really good deals on fish and stuff, but we wanted to get out of there. We weren't feeling that well. So hopefully tomorrow we find some good deals. We can't afford a whole lot, but you know, their sales up there were really good. We also want to get some more of the, oh gosh. I'm trying to think of something else that we really, really wanted. Yogurt. Last time they only had one left, and it was, it's a 4-pound bag for 99 cents, and you can freeze it. And I put yogurt in fruit every week in Tom's lunch. So I do one for every single day, so that's going to save a lot of money. It usually gets us through 2.5 weeks, which works out great. So I will do a video tomorrow, you know, from the store, and probably show you what I got when we get home. We're going to stop and pick up a order from Meijer as well on the way home. And we might stop to the store and Claire and maybe get some more cheese. And we might splurge tomorrow and actually have one of those subs. It's not the same ones as Nuego, but I'm sure that they're just as good. Except for they're a couple bucks more. But that's okay. We don't go out, so, you know, once in a while just to splurge each other, that's fine. So, wish us a safe trip. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing and have a great Friday. And check the links below. Let her know that Kris from Citygirl Homestead sent you. And maybe you can put together a list that would be great for you. You guys have a great day. I love all of you. Have a wonderful Friday.